Namaste. Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to finish part 4 of the village layout. We are on the industrial side, the commercial side, if you will, of the village, and we are going to figure out what buildings we can fit over here. This one, unlike the other side where we had larger buildings closest to this central part, the hill, and decreasing in size as we moved away. This one I think we're just going to have larger sized buildings, and we're just going to fit them into the landscape that we have. And so we have a little strange area back here that we can tuck a building into, and we want to stay away from the walls of these hills. And so I think we want to stay, since they lean back a little bit, it's not so much a problem of the eaves hitting them. But if we assume for a second that we have a setback of a couple blocks there, and then we go across and do the same thing. Let's see what that does for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Six. So let's see if I go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So we want to move one more this way, I believe. So let's put one like that. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that means one like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we would have to go back like this. That does not make for a very big building. So this one's going to have to be here, and this one here. I'm wondering if I can use this area back here as some sort of an add-on to something that's out here. Say if we had a leatherworking shop out here, and there was a cow pasture back here, and maybe a rabbit hutch that places the two resources from which we can get leather. That might be a better use of this space since it's already enclosed. We could knock off the low blocks so that the animals couldn't climb out, and then just have to gate in this one side. That way we also don't have the problem of having to try to get a roadway in here, a pathway, because then we've got this blocks on either side of the path that we would be unable to build on. Let's do that. I've convinced myself that this is going to be an ancillary area to one of the other commercial buildings. The one right outside. Okay, so let's tuck one back into this corner. We don't want to be too close to this wall. So I'm thinking maybe this might be the farthest back. Well, maybe this. So we've got little pieces of land that jut out that are flat, and then the higher parts, which we want to make sure our roof stays clear of. This included, so I think actually we need to go out farther for this. Maybe out that far. That puts us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better. Yes. Okay. So if we assume this is going to be an inside corner, let's see how much space this gives us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, 14. Because we needed the 3 setbacks. So 13 at the most. Here's the thing, though. Actually, it goes back farther than that. We need a market square. And we have an option of using this square over here and just keeping this for buildings. Because if we put a market square in here, it's going to take up this whole area. We're going to end up with very little space for buildings. Yeah, so we want to be careful about it. I don't think we want to put a market square on this side. So let's go with our 3 setback. So that would be the closest to the road, to the pathway that we want to get. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. An odd number. Nice. Now that's a pretty big building. We could have smaller. Let's have the commercial building closest to this be a big one. Maybe we need to do a little bit more planning and thinking about what these buildings are going to be. We know we need a blacksmith sort of building. That's got to be fairly large to accommodate the furnaces, anvil, and crafting bench. Furnaces taking up most of that space. We need some kind of a textile building for handling, coloring wools and all that, so we'll have big vats of dye. And maybe that's what goes in here, and we put sheep back in here. Yeah, let's make this a big building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that would make that go like that. So that's a huge building. What other building did I want to put here? What else would be appropriate for this area? The natural resources we have here. We have sheep, we have for wool, we have a harbor. We have nice water for harbor, so that would be down there. We'd probably want some sort of a fish place, but that would be closest to the dock. So what could we build over here? 1, 2, 3. So if we had a 3 setback, we could put it close to the... That doesn't really give us much space with this hill here, though. So if we back up a little bit, let's say go here. Oh, that's not far enough back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be okay. 3, 4, 5, that's good. And then let's see, setback from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want to be any closer than that. That gives us only 2. So we really need to push this over 1, which puts us there. So we have 3 by the space. And that's okay because that leans back a bunch, so our roof is not going to get entangled and meshed there. This is not right though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, because I didn't move this one yet. Okay, nice little 3 by 5 right there. 5 by 7 overall. Well, actually bigger than that. It's going to be 7 by 9 total. I tend to use the numbers of the size of the stained part. Okay, so we only have 2 buildings in this space. See that corner and this corner. So that goes there and that goes there. If I did that right, oh, nope, I missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we're good. All right, a big building, a small building. Let's see, we're going to have a road, a pathway. I don't know, I'm not sure what to call these roads or pathways. So this is going to be a major road, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that corner is the farthest, closest to these pathways that we want to be. Now this falls off rather sharply. So if we had an outside corner here, 1, 2, 3, and we went with our most narrow space, which is a 3, then that puts us up against this hill. That's okay. And then what do we have for space here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We could go farther over. By 2 blocks. Could also put 2 buildings in here. What if we did 2 smaller ones? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? We put 2. Let's do this. Let's make this one an outside corner. Hi. You came to visit. Nice. Nice dodge. I should have just whacked him instead of trying to dodge and weave like a knucklehead. Okay, let's get that out of there. Oh, my shovel. I didn't realize I had broken my shovel. Okay, anyway, finish this. Change this to an outside corner, because I put 2 inside corners next to each other. I'd rather not do that. Hi, another archer. Okay, so this one becomes an inside corner. And this one as well. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have our setback 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I having such trouble counting off blocks today? This one's an outside corner. 1, 2, 3. How does that do? 1, 2, 3. That puts us pretty close to this edge. Our roof is almost going to be touching this. Not sure I like that. It might be nice having 2 little buildings in here. And maybe we could just squish these a little closer together to buy us some space here. I'm really leery about putting those. See, this is going to go The upper floor. Well, if we didn't have upper floors on these, that's an option. We could squeeze these closer together if we don't have upper floors, because the upper floor is going to be one square, or if the upper floor is the same size as the lower floor anyway. Anyway, so if this goes out one, and then the eave goes out one more, see, we only end up with one block between. But if the upper floor is the same size, then the eave goes out one, the roof, and that leaves 3 squares between. Come here, I got a sword just made for you. Okay, let's get rid of that spider cobweb stuff. Okay, so let's assume that these are going to be lower buildings and move them over. So how many do we want to move them over? 2? Yeah, let's do that. That gets us some space. This is good. One of the things I wanted to tell you about is yesterday was Snapshot Wednesday, and 14W30B is the snapshot we're now running. I opted for that. I backed up and tried it out. It's got more optimizations in it. I didn't put in the 14W29. We weren't running that one because what did I do here? Messed this one up. Oh no, I messed this one up. 1, 2, 3. This goes there. Okay, nice. Yeah, I didn't do 14W29 because when I tested it out, there were just too many glitches with the blocks, not rendering properly. This one's got a little bit. You might notice some things like doors opening and closing doesn't quite work right. But overall, it's much improved rendering, which is good because when I'm recording, it slows things down. My frames per second goes down. Okay, so we got that. Could we do the same here if we assume that these are only single-story buildings on this side? Let's take a look at this first before we get too carried away with that. And say, let's see, we have to go 1, 2, 3. So that's the closest corner. This is an inside corner, so this would be an outside corner. We've got some pretty torn up landscape that we can fill in with some dirt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hi. Give me your string and your experience balls. Oh, now they went all the way down into the water. Okay, where was that little growly Gus I heard? Oh, and a skeleton too. Must be down in one of these holes. Yeah, there he is. Give me that bow. Give me that infinity bow. Nope. No such luck. Do we have a skeleton down? Oh, that's a that's a big drop. Gotta be sure we don't fall in that one. Let me double check this measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. How far back can we go here? 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven would put us out here. I don't know. This this drops off pretty quickly. I don't think we want to go back any farther than this. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe we just make this one a 1, 2, 3. And that puts, let's just put these up here so I can see where the end is. Gotta make sure I don't fall in there, especially after just saying, gotta make sure I don't fall in there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, boink, 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 and that should line up here, and does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's good. And it looks like we've got some space here that we could put another building if we had a walkway to it. So we could potentially do something there. Let's just stick with this for now. And let's look down here, because we're going to have a road passing through here, down this hill. It might be nice to just leave this as a scenic walk up to here. A little lag spike there. Okay, so what did we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings out here. This one's pretty giant. I'm wondering if maybe we want to do something different here. Pretty giant. It doesn't look like oh, I guess it did line up right. I'm wondering about breaking this up. No, let's not. This main industry of this village is going to be wool, and so this is going to be our major wool textile building, and we're going to need it to be big. And we can avoid roof issues, like I said, by some clever work in the top. For instance, we could always have the second floor of this not go all the way to this edge. We could have it only go partway back or do something like that. So we could actually get this closer here. I think it would behoove us to put a little path back here that also reaches back here. So maybe joins with a back door coming out of here and goes to what I assume will be a little sheep area, paddock. Okay, and then these will be secondary types of buildings. And then we're going to need a harbor down here. So at some point we'll figure out where the dock goes. I think it depends on how big of a boat we want to be able to put in here. I think the dock may go right here, and then that leaves this deep channel here for where a ship would pull in to come and collect wool, to load up with wool and drop off its wares for sale in the village. Yeah, then we just are going to be building. That makes sense, because then we don't have to deal with all of these narrow spaces and put pathways through there. It would just be, we just right at the end of this build the dock coming out, probably right against this. So we might have, 5 or 6 blocks of dock area. So some storage, some temporary unloading space, and then some places to tie the ship up. So one of the things I want to do is, I think we'll eventually build a ship in the port here, and so I need to look at some ship designs to see how many spaces wide we need to have in our harbor to see if this even works out. So before we get too far along, because we may want to use space out the other side for that harbor. So that is the end of part 4. We've reached, oh, there's some little glitchy action. For some reason that behind me doesn't render properly in this snapshot. Appreciate you being with me for this layout. I hope it didn't get too boring for you. And appreciate you watching my videos and liking them. Namaste.